The Crusades were a series of religious wars fought between Christians and Muslims during the Middle Ages, mainly between the 11th and 13th centuries. They were among the most significant and bloody conflicts in world history, shaping the political and cultural map of Europe and the Middle East. Why the Crusades began. The main goal of the Crusades was to recapture Jerusalem and other sacred sites in the Holy Land from Muslim control. For centuries, these areas had been the center of Christian pilgrimage, and their loss to Muslim rule was deeply distressing to many in Christian Europe. The initial spark was lit when the Byzantine Emperor Alexios I Komnenos requested military aid from Pope Urban II to fend off Turkish advances into his territory. Pope Urban II saw an opportunity to unite Christendom against a common enemy, reinforce papal authority, and possibly reunite the Eastern and Western churches under his leadership. In 1095, at the Council of Clermont, Urban II called for a holy war to liberate the Holy Land, promising spiritual rewards for those who joined. His passionate call ignited a fervor across Europe that led to the First Crusade. The major Crusades, the First Crusade, 1096 to 1099, was remarkably successful from a crusader's perspective, capturing Jerusalem and establishing several crusader states. However, the victory was short-lived. The Muslim world, incensed by the occupation of Jerusalem, soon organized counterattacks, leading to the need for further crusades. The Second Crusade, 1147 to 1150, was a response to the fall of the County of Edessa, one of the crusader states. Led by notable figures such as Louis VII of France and Conrad III of Germany, it ended disastrously for the Christians, achieving none of its aims. The Third Crusade, 1189 to 1192, also known as the King's Crusade, was launched following Saladin's success in recapturing Jerusalem in 1187. It saw the involvement of iconic leaders like Richard the Lionheart of England, Philip II of France, and Frederick I of the Holy Roman Empire. Although failing to retake Jerusalem, the Crusaders secured a foothold in the coastal city of Acre. Later Crusades. Subsequent Crusades were less successful and gradually declined in organization and impact. The Fourth Crusade, 1202 to 1204, infamously diverted from its original path, culminating in the sacking of Constantinople, thus deepening the schism between the Eastern and Western churches. The Crusades continued sporadically until the late 13th century, with subsequent campaigns failing to achieve significant gains and waning enthusiasm among European powers. Impact and legacy. The Crusades had a profound effect on both the European and Middle Eastern worlds. In Europe, they stimulated trade, brought new ideas, technology, and cultural exchange, but also exacerbated religious intolerance and conflict. For the Muslim world, they are remembered as an era of invasion and struggle, but also a time that spurred unity and resistance. The geopolitical and religious ramifications of the Crusades are still felt today, as they laid early foundations for ongoing conflicts and cultural interactions between the Western and Islamic worlds.